Satan, Satan, Satan. All right. So yeah, we back. Connected to the internet, the Wi-Fi. Shalom, shalom, shalom. You know the. Nah, ain't no bad. Your spirit that it's about to come out. Damn camera almost fell up. Cause you know why? It's so heavy. A lot of Israelites don't keep your minds blown. How to explain it, what it is. So we're gonna go back. Salaki. 1 minute. Eight. Period. We talking about no. distracted. Not. All right, we about to go ahead, man. All right, so we back. This is a Shalom in the already. All right, starting back over, we're gonna give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah by Hashem Raka'akwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who were well. Shalom Wabba, which is to say peace and blessings to the faithful elect, only of Allah. All right. The Water Abba for giving me this Raka'akwadash to be able to come back with a lesson on hopefully something that can be edification, ammunition, reproof, defending, preaching the gospel, or prophecy. All right, I'm your brother Shawariyat, and before I get going, I just want to say that this lesson also is only out to you so-called Negroes, so-called Native American Indians, and so-called Latinos, also called because you're actually the biblical Israelites. The father one of Israelite, because those so-called ethnicities you claim are actually bywords that were put upon the Israelites, that were placed upon them. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get back into it. So the title of the lesson, as we said, disrupted the whole connection, you know what I'm saying? And you know, this is the furnace of affliction like that. The law was Slakia. The law was once the law Slakia. The law was our schoolmaster. The law was our schoolmaster. And we're covering Galatians 3 and 24, which is what that, you know, prelude alludes to, reference from. Until we have to realize that we need a Savior. All right? Now, with that being said, make sure ain't nothing connected. Hey, man. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. It says, Galatians 3 and 24. It says, wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Hamashiach, that we might be justified by faith. But after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster. We are all have put on nor free. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Hamashiach Yahushua. And if ye be Hamashiachiums, then are ye Abraham's seed, and heirs according to the promise. All right. Now we automatically know how that ended is only dealing with Israelites. So we're gonna break this thing down, you know, piece by piece. We're probably not gonna get into the neither Jew nor Greek because that's kind of technically a whole nother topic, and it'll probably stretch it out. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into verse 24. It says, wherefore the law was our school, that we might be justified by faith. So wherefore the law was, that's past tense, the law was our schoolmaster to bring us into Hamashiach. All right. So since it says right there, The law was our schoolmaster. Was is past tense. So it was our schoolmaster. Now, I'm going to keep going off the spirit real quick. Psalms 147. The Father want me to bring this out. Basically, Psalms 147 and 19. I'm going to start at verse 18. It says, He sendeth out his word and melted them. Salakia, start at 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Where is the statutes? Who's the he? The he is the Most High, Yahweh, right? His word, is the statutes and judgments, right? And the word is actually Yahweh Shah, Hamashiach. Now, it says, He sheweth his word, you're Jacob. And then we're going to get the scriptures. We're going to go into this real quick, too. I just want to say that it's basically I'm trying to go where I left off before the live cut off. Because I like where the Spirit had me going, but, man, it's going to the Lord. So I might have to reroute. Might be rerouted. Yeah, I'm rerouting. So let's just go back with this. Psalms 147 and 18. He sent his word out. Salakia. Psalms 147 and 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So what is the statutes and what is the judgments? The statutes and the judgments are the law. It was only showed unto Jacob. Let's keep going. He had not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. So he only showed his law to you. The law, so that can only pertain to you. And that should automatically explain to you why Jew nor Greek as well. Our schoolmaster, which is you so-called Native American Indians, you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, man. He's not talking to nobody else. So that whole context, I should have, but it's the same video, so we good. It's going into a different topic, but really it's the same thing because it wouldn't have mentioned that if it was something so left. It's not. It's a for you to understand the Jew nor Greek, right? It's like you wouldn't understand. It's family business. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So you can't be, if you're a so-called Native American Indian, so-called Negro, so-called Latino, you can't not know what's going on you can't not know what's going on with the family business, man. Why is it talking about no Jew nor Greek, but it starts talking about how the schoolmaster, the law was our schoolmaster. But we just read in Psalms 147 and 19 through 20, the statutes and judgments was only showed to Israel. So it only taught them. The laws, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the law of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, the law of Yahweh, which is the creator of heaven and earth, you only know that. So it only taught you. It hasn't taught anybody else. So if you keep going, that simply explains the Jew nor Greek as well. This is amongst you. This is an Israelite thing, right? So now that that's I believe by the Spirit clear. What does it mean by is our schoolmaster? So what does a schoolmaster do? It teaches you. So the law is your schoolmaster. What did it ultimately teach you? Okay, if you're so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Hispanic, Negro, so-called Negro, so-called Native American Indian, so-called Latino, you're stuck in a rock and a hard place, right? Your resources, your abilities, your capabilities, your time, you're being limited, with certain things. You being limited is due to the law being your schoolmaster to bring you unto Hamashiach, right? The reason why you don't have resources, the reason why you don't have time, the reason why your financial situation is out of whack, your mental is out of whack, your your understanding of the Father is completely out of whack. It's gone. Your lack of self, of lack of knowledge of self is really been disintegrated. You don't even have a lack. It's just not. Most of our people don't even have it. It's not there. That's due to the law. The law did this to you. It's not a coincidence. So-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native American Indians all face the same dire situations, man. It's not a coincidence. You're the biblical Israelites. All the curses fit you, right? Daniel 9 and 11. Because I'm freestyling right now. I got a ton of scriptures lined up, and I'm not even pulling none of the scriptures I actually put down. None of these scriptures are actually what the Father had me put together. It says, Daniel 9 and 11. It says, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing. So when you transgress, let's get the understanding real quick. We're going to go into this thing seriously. Father say. 1 John 3 and 4. And it reads, it says, whosoever committed sin, transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. Then we go over that Nakar that a man will transgress you for a damn piece of bread, meaning he'll cross you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he'll cross you. You'll be crossed for a piece of bread, man. Let's see if I can get this real quick. If a brother can post that real quick, the piece of bread, because that's kind of something side, but I just want to use it to prove a point. Just put you can search piece of bread. I believe it's in Proverbs. Because we're going into the understanding of what it means to transgress real quick, without pulling up a word. Let's see. I might beat y'all to it. Yeah, Proverbs 28:21. It says, to have respect of persons is not good. For a piece of bread that man will transgress. So to have respect of persons is not good. For a piece of bread that man will transgress. So the law also, the scriptures also tell us the Father, he doesn't have respect of persons, right? And Solomon just gave us understanding the reason why, because the man will transgress you for a piece of bread. So what does that mean? For a small amount, something very small, it's a piece. It's not even a loaf. It's just a piece. It's a piece of anything. So for something, the point is for something so small, a man will transgress. Going against him, right? Just like a man will cross you. When you cross somebody, you go against them, right? You try them. Transgression is. And 11, it says, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law. So all Israel has offended, betrayed, and went against and crossed the Most High's law. And if you cross his law, you cross him, right? It says, even by departing. So how many Bibles is sitting at home on dressers that Israelites walk away from every day? You know, it's like it's not even there. They go take a damn vacation all the way to Florida somewhere, and the Bible is, you know what I'm saying? You turn the other way. That's why we're astray. You're astray. You're on a different path, right? Your path is actually, this is the path, right? And it's one path. See that? So Daniel 9 and 11. That they might not obey thy voice. Because that's what transgression is. That's what sin is. It's not obeying. It's going against. It's doing the opposite of what the law took upon us. and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. Right? It says, and he had confirmed his words, which he spake against us, because he had Mashah tell us, he had us prepare ourselves to come to him, right? In the 3 days, the ships pulled up and everything. The dark clouds came. It was just, you know what I'm saying? It looked like a scene off of Mortal Kombat or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And we're actually the gods of the earth, so that's spiritual, immortal. You know what I'm saying? Like the immortal God comes to meet his immortal children, right? Who are actually immortal because we are spirits. But anyway, whole point is when he came, they couldn't talk to him because it was so terrifying, you know. So he just talked to us through Moses. That's you people don't want to meet the Father. But anyway, he told us, yo, if you don't keep this law, yo, you're gonna be cursed. You're gonna be cursed. And you're gonna be cursed in such a way, it's gonna be specific things that I'm gonna tell you that's gonna befall you. Daniel 9 and 11, and it's Slakia in 12. It's in 12. It says, and he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing so all Israelites, no matter if you was a priest, no matter if you was a scribe, no matter if you was a damn housewife, no matter if you was a goddamn servant, it don't matter if you was a prince, a king, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. You were Israelite. It says, no matter if you was Samson, you had the spiritual power, it didn't matter, man. It didn't matter if you was a prophet, it didn't matter about none of that, man. It didn't matter. It says, so like we start over, Daniel 9 and 12, and he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven, what is the heaven? What's the Hebrew word for heaven? Any brother remember? It's Shemayim, man. Shemayim. The Shemayim, man. Or the Shemai, right? Shemayim. Because Yom is plural, so it'd be actually the Shema, right? Or Shemaiah, right? But anyway, it says, for under the whole heaven had not been done, it had been done upon Jerusalem. And Jerusalem is the people first. Lord willing, Abaratazah, I'll be able to do, bring out the lesson on that. Got a lesson put together on that by the Spirit, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the water. But, so what it says, so it's that simple. So what has happened to the Israelites hasn't happened to anybody else. And what were some of the things that the Israelites were said to be put through? Slave ships, ultimately. And being on the bottom and having to borrow from everybody. One of the main rules in film studies is that the weather is not just the weather. I'll come back to that. But yeah, so it has happened. The curses has happened due to the law, right? Now we got cursed so hard that Jeremiah, and then I'm gonna get to my scriptures I got lined up, because I'm freestyling right now. Jeremiah 17 and 6, I think is what I want to get. Jeremiah 17 and 6, and it reads, it says, no, that's not it. What is that I want? 17 and 4. Jeremiah 17 and 4. It says, and thou, even thyself, who's the thou? It's talking about you Israelites. It says, and thou, even thyself, shall discontinue. So when you discontinue, it stops. Something is discontinued. You can't get it. It's not. It doesn't. is no longer available. It's not. I mean, it's crazy, man. This really happened to us, man. This is nuts. This is crazy. It said, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee." So who is he talking to? He's talking to Israelites. It said the Israelites are going to discontinue from their heritage, man. It says, "And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land." So he said, "I will cause thee to serve thy enemies." So who do you go work for? Right? Who do you go put? You put your money in the bank. Who do you go pay your phone bill to? Who do you, pay taxes to? You go through tolls. Who does that money go to? Them your enemies, man. He said to serve your enemies. Everything that serves another person, that will be your enemy if you're a so-called Native American, Indian, so-called Negro, so-called Latino, man. And we getting the point. Just follow by the Spirit. It says, "Endow, but not blindly," right? It says, Jeremiah 17:4, "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies." He said, "And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not." We didn't know nothing about no America, especially Negroes. Like, yeah, the Native American Indians, they were here, which is the Northern Kingdom, so-called Latinos. That's the Northern Kingdom. That's Ephraim. But they didn't even know nothing about this. They don't know nothing about America, because when they was here, it wasn't called America. America Vespucci came and conquered it, and now they're serving somebody that stole the land from them, right? It's crazy. See, that's how the Lord did. He said he's going to do it. He said, "And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever." Right? So there you go, man. But as you keep going in the scriptures, the Father said he was going to bring us back from that and tell you that in the Apocrypha. "If they shall bethink themselves in Baruch, in the land where they have been carried captive," because if you go into, I'm gonna get those and I'm gonna get it, because you got to know all this, man. Because when you know this, you can go into it like this. You got to know this is family business, man. Somebody post Amos 3:1-2, I believe. Bible Kashab, man. Let me get this Baruch and Apocrypha. And the Lord always did this to us, man. Let me get this. Baruch chapter 1. You know what? Let me get Baruch chapter 1, verse 12. It says, "O Lord, O Yahweh, our power, we have sinned, and we have done ungodly. We have dealt unrighteously in all thy ordinances. Let thy wrath turn from us, for we are but a few left among the heathen, where thou hast scattered us." Ain't that our situation right now? It is. It's a few of us left, because they don't even know the Israelites tomorrow. They still sell it. They still sell it, bro. They still sell it, Israelites. You can only get it at Walgreens. You can't. You know what I'm saying, like that. You can't get this everywhere. You can't get an Israelite knowing who he is everywhere. It's like that shit that you can only get from the little corner store. And that's how the Father got it. It's that rare. This is the straight gate, man. This is few that be that find it. See that? Few that be that find it. With finding this straight gate comes with getting your heritage back and getting the light and knowing what the schoolmaster is, man, and what that was about. Right? It says, Baruch 1:13, "Let thy wrath turn from us, for we are but a few left among the heathen, where thou hast scattered us." All right. let me get this. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and petitions. This is how bad it is. We got petitions for the Lord. It says, and deliver us for thine own sake, and give us favor in the sight of them which have led us away. So it's so bad we gotta pray for him to, man, Lord, let this so-called white man, let this Edomite, give me a pass, give me a break. This damn Ishmaelite, this damn Moabite. It's crazy, man. That's how bad it is. It says, which have led us away. And who led us away? So-called white man. The British cavalry led away Judah to the goddamn Americas to be with our brethren. The Spaniards came and conquered the so-called Latinos. And put them where he wanted to put them, and leave them in the condition he wanted to leave them. O Lord, look down from thy holy house and consider us. Bow down thy ear, O Lord, and hear us. Now, okay, let me get verse 20. For thou hast sent out thy wrath and indignation upon us. So, if you in the worst conditions possible as being a so-called Latino, Negro, or so-called Native American, guess what? That's the Israelites say they going through too, and they was gonna forget who they was. Right? That's because you the Israelite. Now, all this is your situation because of the law. We getting the point. It says, for thou hast sent out thy wrath and indignation upon us. Right? As thou hast spoken by thy servants the prophets, saying, thus saith the Lord, bow down your shoulders to serve the king of Babylon. So shall ye remain in the land that I gave unto your fathers. It says, thus saith the Lord, Salakia, but if you would not hear the voice of the Lord, of Yahweh, to serve the king of Babylon, I will cause to cease out of the cities of Judah, and from without Jerusalem, the voice of mirth and the voice of joy, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. And the whole land shall be desolate of inhabitants. And you go look up ancient Israel right now, they're not in the real Israel because it's desolate. The real people, they're cursed. They've been scattered everywhere. It's us, man. Now, why is that the situation? Because that schoolmaster, that law, it was going to teach you a lesson. What have all this should have taught you by now? It should have taught you, yo, we got to do what the Lord tell us to do, man. Matter of fact, we're going to try. Now we're going to go and get into the lesson. Because ultimately, you're not going to be able to do that. And that's what this whole thing is about. All right? Now let's get into the lesson. With that, let me see. See what I want to start with. What's that? 17 and 1? What's that? What scripture is that? To where you was going to be taught your lesson. Jeremiah 17 and 1. Post the scripture up, if you can, Baba Kashah. But anyway, Jeremiah, Philippians. You brothers just getting in, you just gonna have to rewatch the joint, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, it says, see if I only get this, because I just put together a bunch of scriptures to just bring this all out. So now this is the actual scriptures, Father, I have put together. I was able to put together. Philippians 3 and 9. It says, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness. And be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law. But 3, and it says 9. And be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law, it says, but that which is through the faith, through which